Okay, so I did an introductory video on bicycles, and then guess what happened? I forgot that I had my earphones on the entire time. At least plugged in. So we have to do this again. And that's cool. That's cool. I'm okay with that. Bicycles. Have your violin balanced on your shoulder. Now, if I let go of my violin, you know that's what it's going to do. So my thumb is ever so helpful. It's close, right? That here, this little triangle is close. So it's not like I'm working super hard. All of the work is going to be happening in our bow arm. Have a good bow hold, right? Bent thumb, curved pinky. Make sure that the pinky is the watchman. It's going to be peeking up above the other three fingers, okay? So we don't want to go like this because they're not even. It's perfectly okay. It's supposed to be that the pinky is up above. We're going to land on the A string. Our fingers melt, our arm melts, or it's sitting, relaxing, we're just chilling out. Make sure your thumb is nice and bent, but not hard tension. You know how it is, right? We want to balance all of that. We need to use our thumb, but we're not going to tighten our thumb. Good enough. All right, here we go. We're going to do a circle like so. Here's my demo. Ready? Watch. Ooh, I kind of pulled a little extra there. And I land, and everything settles again. All right, the melt is happening here, and not like I'm going to do this. My wrist is not going to come so close that I can touch with my nose. It's straight line there, so that hopefully we're parallel to that bridge. All right, and when we pull down, I'm going in front of myself, coming in front in a big circle, and then I'm going to land roughly from where I started. When we're starting a circle, right, we do a circle and come back around. We want to end it close to where we started. It's not going to be the best circle if we start here. I'm looking at my eye, going around, and then we land somewhere over there. That looks more like a number, like a 6 or a 9. So here we go. We're going to try to land back in the same spot. Watch, of course, I'm right under my bow hand. Ready? And I'm looking at the video to check myself, but this time I'm going to look at my own arm and tell you what it is that I'm looking at. Here we go. Ready? And so I'm tracing my hand, I'm tracing my arm so that I know that it's staying in front of me. Then I know it's going to be real. Here, ready, and keep your bow hand in front of your eyes. Now, yeah, you could turn around this way to keep track of it if it goes wandering somewhere, but we don't want to be doing that. We want to have it right in front of us, so we could make a little circle or a big circle, which we do in Song of the Wind, don't we? We have those circles, and we want to keep this right in front, and every time melt. Right? So if your fingers go straight, you haven't seen that happen in my hands, but if they do, for you to settle, I'll try to. And maybe you do this, right? And then when you land, you do that, so instead you melt. To make sure your thumb is bent, your pinky is curved. Let's try that again. No matter what it kind of looks like, I don't know. You don't do any of this, but let's just pretend. Then we're gonna melt right back into it. So of course, you guys are really good about holding onto your bow. As we're moving, it's really important that everybody stays on your spaceship or on your sailing ship, whatever kind of ship you have right here. All right, and now I gotta check, and this one is a little bit challenged to do right there, but is my elbow making that circle? I don't know. So up and around. If you do it in front of a mirror, you'll get to see this under part of your arm, I'll bet. See, hello, and then landing back there. Okay, so those are circles, bicycles. That's what I'm calling it because we've got this part and our elbow, and they're creating 2 circles at the same time. You can do that with 2 pencils if you rubber band. Pardon me. A little coughing fit. If you rubber band 2 pencils together, you can make 2 circles at the same time. Or even if you're holding 2 pencils and try to draw 2 circles at the same time, it'll happen. You can just do 1 circle with 2 pencils and then you'll have 2 circles. That's kind of what we're doing with our bow. Our bow sound is only 1, but it's our elbow and our hand that are creating the two circles to make it nice and resonant. I hope you noticed too that there is no scratching. There may be when you're doing your practice ones or you're starting as a warm-up, maybe your first two or so, they'll disappear the more comfortable your hand melts, the more comfortable your elbow is at doing the circle as well. Remember, when your arm is melted, it has all this power. And we're just practicing how do we release it? By making that circle. Poof. And up and around. It's in that quick flick of the speed. Poof. And it'll come back around. The opposite, of course, if we had slower speed would be, which you know, that's so beautiful, isn't it? So that's really slow. Like, they kind of open their eyes from getting up, and then they close them back down. Like, no, too much. And then it's time to wake up again, and you go, you kind of did, right? Yeah, I'm awake. But not really. So, right away. And then you get that nice little click. That's the best. So I got one. I think I'll stop there. Open ones. Then only do a few, just as a good warm-up, making sure that your hand, your fingers are melting into your bow, your arm is melting, and that you're getting the motion going, right? If that is happening, maybe I have a side already, twinkle, or a little bit of it. Realize that we don't have to do all of twinkle, just a little bit of it. And around, melt. We're not looking for a fast twinkle. I know you can do that. And melt. Over to the E. And melt. And then F sharp. And that's not going to ring as much because, of course, we've stopped the string. Now we'll go to an E. And we'll just let that ring a little longer because that is our long note. Okay? And every time you want to melt. I hope I did that every time. But that's the goal. And that's why we only do a little bit of twinkle to make sure that we have, but I was talking and blah. And of course, I wasn't able to check. So hopefully you've checked for me and you're checking yourself. This was just for you to remember what those bicycles are, or if I showed you and your practicing parent or family member are wondering, was it this way or that way, you can refer to this video to find out. All right. Or if you still have more questions, feel free to give me, send me a text or an email and I'll get back to you. All right. Have fun with some bicycles.